Aquarius. My name is Audrey Alison, and thank you for joining me for your May 2015 forecast for the month. Let's start off with a full moon on May 3rd. This is at 13 degrees Scorpio in your 10th house of career. So the full moon brings an awareness and a culmination in the sector it falls in, and this is about either retirement, career, title change, promotion, how you are projected out into the world or seen in the utmost position on the highest point on the astrological wheel. This full moon is going to square Jupiter at 13 degrees of Leo, as well as the Sun at 13 degrees of Taurus. Now, this will be your 7th house of relationships and the 4th house of home. So perhaps there is frustration or tension. A square can be tense energy about bringing relationships to the home or being able to be comfortable in the home in a relationship. But also, if you're looking at the 7th house as business partnerships, perhaps there's tension in the career and the partnerships of the people there. And on that day, well, even the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, watch those days for tensions and know that these waves of energy will dissipate. They are very strong on that day, but they will not always last. So let the moon illuminate what you need to see, what needs to be seen in that sector for you, but don't make any decisions or take action upon anything over those days, and don't react to the tensions that you might feel. There might be some restriction because the Uranus-Pluto square is at a 3-degree separation, 18 degrees Uranus in Aries and 15 degrees Pluto in Capricorn. And this is also between your 3rd house of communications and the 12th house of internal thought and quiet spiritual work. So you don't want to say anything with that tension in the 3rd house in regarding the career that you would regret. So hold your thoughts internally, use the 12th house of inner reflection, and don't react or project too much throughout the first few days of May through the full moon. Now on the 7th, Venus enters Cancer through the 5th of June. Venus, the planet of love and money, going into the 6th house of health. Beautiful for any Aquarians who haven't been feeling so well. Venus will almost insist that you are healing in some respect, but what I love is that when Venus enters Cancer, she creates a trine with Pisces, Neptune is stationed, trining Neptune at 9 degrees of Pisces. And eventually, she'll trine Chiron, speaking of healing, at 21 degrees of Pisces. So Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid that heals and heals from inside out, with Venus in the 6th, meeting up in the 6th with the 2nd house where Pisces is governed, would give you the money and the finances that you need to better the health or more money in the work department. The 2nd house and the 6th house is where this trine is. So that's huge because Venus is money itself, and if she's trining up to the money sector, you could see a boost through the 5th of June somewhere regarding your work and what you're receiving for what you're due. The 2nd house of self-worth as well. What do you deserve? You need to know that you deserve more in order to receive it. Okay, Aquarius? So just hold that. When Venus enters Cancer, she does square Uranus and Aries in the 3rd house. So again, the communications might be a little bit tense. Wow, I'm shuffling like a mad woman under here. I'm just like, so if you see me moving, that's what I'm doing. But the cards are just, I can't get them out of my hands. Okay, Venus squaring Uranus in the 3rd. Watch how you are delivering your information, because there is a tension with a square. You might come across as too assertive or a little bit obnoxious in delivery. So just make sure everything that you express is absolutely what you mean, Aquarius. Now on the 11th, Mars enters Gemini through the 24th of June. And this is your 5th house of children, creative endeavors, romance, pleasure. And Mars, as much as he has some positive qualities like action and drive, determination, will, strength even, when he moves into Gemini, he will be at an opposition to a retrograde Saturn in Sagittarius at 2 degrees, 180 degrees across from each other on the astrological wheel. And what this will do is bring out some of Mars's detriments, which is anger and aggression and frustration. Mixed opposing Saturn, which is restriction, control, binding you. You might feel stifled between the 5th and the 11th house, which is creative endeavors with friends, children and social groups or the clubs they belong to, romance and friendships. These oppositions could appear through 5th house of gambling and sports or pleasure and fun mixed with the 11th house of wishes and goals. Maybe you didn't get on a team you wanted to get on, or you tried out for something and it didn't go through. A lot of frustrating energies. This could apply in so many different ways, but keep that day in mind on the 11th and a few days following, because it's not just occurring on that day, it's just when that starts, and this could last a few weeks. Now we have our new moon on the 18th, okay? And this is 26 degrees Taurus in your 4th house of home. New energy, new living situations, new environments, a new home. Or creating newness in the home and starting something that you've always wanted to do in the home. And see, this new moon is also in opposition at 180 degrees to that retrograde Saturn at 2 degrees Sagittarius in the 11th house again. There is some, on the 18th, that's the new moon, in that home environment, there could be a little bit of people disagreeing with you or your decisions. But on that same day, Mercury's going to retrograde at 13 degrees Gemini through the 11th of June in your 5th house of children and romance and these creative endeavors. So Mercury will remain in that sign in this 5th house through the 8th of July. Very long stay, because he'll retrograde all the way back to the beginning of Gemini and then have to go through the whole sign again. So review, revise, rewrite, analyze, rehearse the retrograde. You can use it for positive and not take action in the 5th house of creative endeavors until everything is completely mentally thought out and prepared first behind the scenes. Project this energy out next month and you'll be good to go. The sun enters Gemini on the 21st in this 5th house to smooth over a lot of the oppositions and squared up tense energy that you might have been receiving in the 5th. If you have children, make sure you're saying what you mean to them and not using a lot of nebulous talk. Mercury is going to make it hard to understand or interpret what it is you're expressing to the children in the 5th. Or if it's not children and you don't have them, what are you creatively into? What are you putting your time and money in if you're working in business endeavors? Oh, did you see that bird fly above me? I just noticed it a little bit as I lifted my head up. Anyway, let's get to the cards. Because, May's a little rocky. I can't sugarcoat anything if it's, it is what it is. So let's see what the cards have to say and know that these are transits. Nothing ever stays the same. In the reading before, the cards actually said that, the Wheel of Fortune showed up and said, hey, what comes up must come down. So gotta roll with that wheel. Okay. Aquarius, May 2015. Here are your cards. The Knight of Swords. This is the Aquarian male, or younger male, maybe. But the definition of this card, regardless of the astrology behind it, is to remove what no longer serves you. Cut the head off the dragon. Remove the thing that you feel is restricting you. The Hermit, go inward. The 12th house, spiritual review, inner reflection. See that little lantern he's holding? I just was sidetracked by my little lanterns behind me that are like flickering, similar to what he's holding. Stay home. Stay home if you need to. Use that 4th house and remain comfortable in your environment if the external factors are getting you a little bit tense. 3 of Swords. I don't like this for those of you who are in relationship. You could feel like you have been at a loss, or someone has wronged you, or you're going through heartache or recovery from a breakup. And the 4 of Cups is the feeling of stagnance, being stuck. The retrograde can hold the development up of progression. But now here's the final 2 that popped up. The Star card, which is the Aquarius in the Tarot, that's your tarot card, and the Tower. Now, here's how I'm going to interpret these. Okay, so, you know what, Aquarius? For those of you in relationships, I think you did the breaking up. You might have let someone go just to remain on your own for a minute because they've caused you enough hurt and you didn't want to be stuck in that situation anymore. So you came along and it broke it up. The eclipse, the eclipse energy that we had March 20th and April 4th, between that time frame, could have eclipsed someone right out of the picture. But this is you, baby. Guess who's going to be fine? You. Because the Star is achieving the goal of the work, being seen and recognized. Recognition. For those of you who are creative and you're out there performing and doing your thing and working hard, people are going to see you in the way that you should be seen. As much as you want to be home, and I think it's a really safe place to be, home should be your touchstone in May, try to at least a few times be visible, because I'm feeling for those of you who have been hurt in this relationship, there is replenishment here for you. You see how she's using her breast milk to fill up the pond? Excuse me. So you are your own replenishment. You have everything that you need to fill up your own pond. So keep that in mind and make your decisions solely based on you and not other people. Thank you for joining me, Aquarius. My name is Audrey Alison. What a crazy way to end. I'm like crying. But thank you. I really appreciate your support. So thank you for tuning in. And I will see you next month. I'm wishing you a beautiful May and a sweet day. Bye.